The whole anti-Israel thing, it's just cancel culture. Don't worry too much about it. What exactly are they trying to cancel? Well, they're all about white guilt, gender confusion, and victimhood, and some ridiculous surrender to Islamic fundamentalism. And anyone who speaks or acts against that gets cancelled. There's a lot of people. They're not just Jews or Israelis. Look at Jordan Peterson. His whole thing is responsibility. His line is make your bed. The way he got the protesters at his speeches and presentations all the time, the way he got them to stop coming is he started having his presentations in the morning because these mofos don't get out of bed till noon. They're just lazy buggers. He's also spoken against childhood sex change surgeries. It's total medical malpractice. He's not anti-trans. He's just protecting society. And in a world where children are being preyed on, that's a very sick world. Now, the Ontario College of Psychologists has required him to go for social media re-education training. Seriously. Sounds like Maoist China or the KGB. This is Canada. Look at Elon Musk. He went from being the darling of the left with Tesla and getting the world off oil, as a step towards that. And he released, he took over Twitter. He got rid of all the censorship. He brought in free speech, and suddenly he's hated, right? For allowing free speech. People started doxing him, revealing his location of his children. Some guy, I remember, showed up trying to hurt him. All for allowing free speech. They don't want you to speak. Trump is the ultimate trigger for these people. All those bogus charges and corrupt court hearings, it's a bunch of crap. They say he'll become a dictator, right? That's what they say. But then they act like third world dictatorships themselves and prosecute him with BS charges and compromise judges. That's political warfare. That's a total abuse of the legal system. If you stand for white guilt, victimhood, and gender confusion, Trump is your worst enemy, man, because he's proud, successful, he's masculine, and he's white. He gets shot in the head, stands back up, pumps his fist, and calls fight, fight, fight. They hate that. He's badass. Now, I'm not talking about his policies. You don't have to like him. You don't have to vote for him. But what we're seeing is not a logical assessment of his ability as a politician. What we're seeing is more like what they call Trump derangement syndrome. I'm not saying he's perfect by any means, but people can't even have a straight conversation about him. Another guy, Tommy Robinson. If you haven't heard of him, look him up. He did a great interview with Jordan Peterson just the other week. He's been speaking against Muslim gangs terrorizing British people in Britain for ages. These so-called grooming gangs as well. Grooming's a nice word. Let's call them grape gangs so this video doesn't get censored, right? He's speaking out against the grape of thousands of young girls in Britain. The authorities turn a blind eye to all the grapes, but they go after him like a ton of bricks. They're trying to arrest him now. Anyone who supports him or the things that he stands for, basically supporting innocent British people, young British girls, well, the authorities have no problem cracking down on them super hard. Again, watch that interview. Jordan Peterson, Tommy Robinson, look it up. It's one of the most important interviews of our time. These riots all around the UK right now, if you haven't seen it, look it up. Look up GB News, UK riots. That could spread to Europe. It could spread to the US as well. This is the voice of the unheard. It's not really about race. All this, the cancel culture they talk about, it's anyone who's not white is kind of okay in a sense. That's not true at all. Just ask any black Republican. They get canceled. They get smeared as well. They get lied about as well. Look at Ayaan Hirsi Ali. She's not a Republican, right? She's a black Somali woman who became a member of the Dutch Parliament. She became a successful author. You'd think she'd be an example of female achievement, the poster child, right? She spoke up about the threat to Western countries by Islamic fundamentalists. She's been cancelled, banned ever since. She's banned from college campuses. She had to cancel a tour in Australia over security concerns, which kind of proves her point. And if she's saying that there's an element in our society that is especially dangerous, and then she has to cancel her tour because, there are threats of violence, it kind of proves her point. Brandeis University was due to give her an honorary doctorate for her tremendous contribution to female empowerment and as an academic, as a thinker. She's a brilliant woman. But they cancelled it because they were pressured. Cancel culture. Nigel Farage, the head of the Reform Party in the UK, he had a massive meeting booked in Brussels a few weeks back, was shut down by the police right before it even started. Why? Because he doesn't stand for what I don't know, what is this sinister organization, this sinister kind of group of people called the elites, the left. Who is it? But there's a sickness running right through our society. The media calls all these people far right. That's crap. Anytime I see the term far right, it's a red flag. The rest of the articles just spin. It's just propaganda. There's level-headed people who want to protect their children and protect their country. It's all it is. The media lies about all of these people constantly, and there are many more. I don't have time for them in this video. They've all gotten death threats, which is also kind of more to the point of really what they're speaking about. Trump was almost killed. Something very sinister going on. It's disguised as progressivism and liberalism, but it's not. It's evil. And ironically, it's actually a form of fascism, which they claim to be against. It's all about white guilt, victimhood, and gender confusion, and some kind of surrender to Islamism. And Israel drives these people crazy. I call it Israel derangement syndrome, like they can't think straight about Israel. Because Israel is a strong, vibrant, and successful nation. There's no victim mentality here. Men are masculine. There's a strong gay community in Tel Aviv, but the country is not ideologically captured by gender confusion. People here are white, they're black, they're brown. We've got everyone here. In Israel, we live by the words of Martin Luther King. People are judged by the content of their character, not the color of their skin. And if you think this is just about Israel or the Jews, well, imagine going to university in the US with a red MAGA hat. Conservatives, so-called conservatives, level-headed people who aren't ridiculous, they get extreme prejudice and harassment too. The global left is made up of a lot of weak men. Joe Biden bumbling on stage, or pretty boy Justin Trudeau, Australia's Albanese, the UK's Keir Starmer. So the message to my Jewish brothers and sisters, shake off this belief that it's unfair, they're targeting Israel, or it's anti-Semitism. No. It's anti-success. It's anti-national pride. It's anti-masculine. It's anti-strength. Don't cower. Be proud. We don't want to be a part of the victim crowd anyway. The fact that they hate on us is actually a good thing. Am Israel Chai. The people of Israel live.